Okay. Here, Bisan from Gaza explains very well that the Rafah invasion is so fucked up. Here, I'll show you this as well. Yes.
This is Bisan from Gaza. I'm still alive, and looks like after 214 days, it's now the turn of Rafah to be destroyed. So the Israeli army today at the morning dropped leaflets over the people living in the east and the middle of Rafah, telling them to evacuate their places because they're going to start the military operations or the ground invasion there in the east and the middle of Rafah. And they told people not to go to Al-Mawasi area or the coastal area of Rafah, not even to go to any schools or hospitals in the west of Rafah. They told people to go to Khan Yunis. Yes, as you heard, Khan Yunis. Khan Yunis is 100% destroyed. The municipality, the humanitarian workers and agencies are saying that the schools, the hospitals, the infrastructure, roads and homes of Khan Yunis, the whole area of Khan Yunis, are 100% destroyed. There's no even a place for people to put tents there. For that it's dangerous, and there's no places. There's no water, there's no hospitals, no schools, no homes, no roads. The still standing but destroyed buildings are about to fall. It's too dangerous to be in Khan Yunis. And despite that, the Israeli army knows.
What? This guy, no one wants that political. People are here for you like always. Why do you have to put these topics on these people? All these people are here for you. We can't do nothing about what is happening in these places. People want to have fun. Stop bringing the horror stories we cannot change up. Chatter, I don't know if you know this, but I'm a fucking political commentator. Like, these horrors that we are funding are absolutely my job to bring up to an audience. Okay? If you're coming in here for me and me only, great. Okay, wonderful. Stick around. Maybe you will learn a thing or two. Neither you nor I can change, or nor the chat can change something that's not true at all. This kind of nihilistic attitude, this defeatist attitude, is insane. Luckily, plenty of people in this community do not feel that way and actually do take it to the streets. Okay? You should always maintain revolutionary optimism. Okay? It is not a loose situation account created today. Take a second off and really reconsider your stance.
On everything about this, because they did this, they know everything, but they're also telling people that the Al-Mawasi area of Rafah is no longer a safe area. It's no longer a safe area. While in the past, when we were in the north of Gaza Strip or when we were in Khan Yunis,
like, understand something, okay? Every safe area that they declare, that's a legal designation. A safe zone is supposed to have a very clear legal designation under international law. It means that inside of that safe zone, you will not be shot at. It means that inside of that safe zone, you will not be bombed. It means that inside of that safe zone, you will have access to clean water. You will have access to electricity. You will have access to food. You will have access to humanitarian aid. Okay? That's where civilians are supposed to be evacuated to. However, Israel has violated this fundamental principle and unlocked PvP in the fucking safe zone over and over again. I mean, they don't care about international law. No one really cares about international law, but like, you have to understand, like, Israel's flagrant abuse and flagrant violations are happening in real time in front of our eyes. Okay? Ultimately, they lied about Rafah being a safe zone anyway, and they kept bombing at parts of Rafah anyway. And now they're gearing up for a full-scale invasion. They're gearing up for a full-scale invasion of Rafah and trying to move people back into Khan Yunis, which they already destroyed.
They were telling us to go to Al-Mawasi area, to the far south of Rafah, to the humanitarian aid zone. Now they are telling us simply that the place where hundreds of thousands of people lived there, build their tents there, try to secure water and electricity by putting some solar cells, all these people are in danger and need to evacuate to Khan Yunis. They updated the safe area zone and excluded the Mawasi.
And they don't even call it a safe zone. They call it a safer zone. As in, they're saying that, like, there is no guarantee that you will have any safety in Khan Yunis either. Obviously, Khan Yunis in and of itself is not a safe area because it's completely reduced to rubble, as you saw the photos that Bisan pointed to, right? So they're basically saying it's just like it's a lethal zone there too. We're going to kill you no matter what, okay? We're just going to kill you. You're going to die. You have to die. There's nothing you can do about it. Like, imagine being trapped in this horrific scenario. Okay? You walked for miles. Your home has been destroyed. This army with armed thugs is pointing their guns at you every step of the fucking way, making you do a death march down to Rafah. You've been living in a tent for months and months. You have sometimes, on lucky moments, electricity. You're missing your family members. Some of them have been apprehended and possibly being tortured by the Israeli military in some fucking black site a couple miles down the road inside of a military facility. Others have been killed or are under the rubble with no way out. And now you have done your trail of tears. You've gone down the Rafah. And now this same military force that has demonstrated that they do not care about your safety or security, that do not see you as human, is telling you to pack up your shit and move back up to Khan Yunis, an area that has also been reduced to rubble already, with no assurances for your safety. You are withstanding famine. You are withstanding disease. You do not have access to humanitarian aid. And now you have to move again. Except half of your family, you know, the women and the elderly that you were able to get down to Rafah with, because all the men were apprehended and considered terrorists and are either being tortured or shot and killed. They can't even fucking walk. They're also wounded. You might be wounded. And then there's a brief moment of solace where you hear that Hamas has accepted the conditions of a ceasefire. You celebrate, only to have Israel turn around and say, actually, nah, fuck that ceasefire agreement. We don't like that at all. We had other plans. We want to keep invading Rafah. We want to keep doing a ground invasion. Fuck you. You're going to die. There's nothing you can do. So you're going to die if you stay in Rafah. You're going to die if you go to Khan Yunis. You're going to die anyway. Okay? You're sick. You've been tortured in an act of unjustifiable collective punishment by this brutal suppressive force, this supremacist force that has destroyed your life. Everything you know, the life you've created in spite of it all, is now gone. Okay? No more moments of solace, no more moments of comfort that you could find, even though you lived under this unjustifiable apartheid regime's occupation that functionally turned everything that you know, everything that you were born into, an open-air prison. Now that open-air prison is getting smaller and smaller while they're killing you and your family members, and the same people that are killing you and your family members are telling you, you can go to Rafah, you can go to Khan Yunis. If you go to Khan Yunis, you have no guarantees. I really need you to understand. It's just a nightmare. It is a nightmare. It is hell on earth. Okay? It's unimaginable cruelty. It's just, I don't know. It's just the most animalistic, barbaric force on the fucking planet as it stands. And it's exceptionally, it adds insult to injury, and it's exceptionally cruel and unusual because it is being conducted with full-blown Western support. The largest hegemonic superpower on the planet is offering you all the help in the world. They're giving you political cover. They're giving Israel political cover. They're giving Israel the go-ahead. And they're engaging in this mealy-mouthed, wishy-washy bullshit where they'll be like, oh, Israel, don't invade Rafah. But then Israel does invade Rafah. And then Joe Biden is like, okay, but, you know, our red lines have changed. We're giving them the weapons to kill the Palestinian children. And we're giving them the political cover when the rest of the international community says, okay, we got to fucking dial this back. We got to put some restraints on Israel.
Area of Rafah, where the field hospitals are, where the distribution spots, aid distribution spots are, where where everything is. Even the warehouses of UNRWA, UNICEF, UNFPA, and any other agencies. The warehouses are there. Even the word central kitchen, main kitchen is there in the Mawasi area of Rafah and the west of Rafah. Now, nothing of this is a safe area. This is the first thing you need to know about the invasion of Rafah. Today, they started to evacuate the east and the middle of Rafah and telling people to go to Khan Yunis, while Khan Yunis is very dangerous and cannot be lived. Khan Yunis is not livable, guys. There's no life in Khan Yunis. No life, never. Okay? You already saw Khan Yunis in a lot of videos, my videos, and I'll show you more and more of destruction in Khan Yunis. But no people can live there. And now they are telling all these people to go there. Women, elderly, children, patients, hospitals. They are even telling Abu Yusuf al-Najjar hospital to evacuate. Now in Rafah, you have only 3 hospitals. Abu Yusuf al-Najjar, Kuwaiti hospital, and these are very small hospitals and only dealing with the emergency and the first aid, let me say, and the maternity hospital, the only maternity hospital in Gaza Strip, Al Morati Hospital. And the first 2 hospitals need to evacuate now, and the 3rd hospital is also threatened.
Yeah. Israel is also simultaneously openly admitting that they're doing this to, quote unquote, pressure Hamas, to put pressure on Hamas, killing children, killing women whose family members you've killed, whose entire homes you've destroyed, specifically to put more pressure on Hamas. And what is the pressure? The pressure is to tell the only defensive force in the region against this unjustifiable occupation right now that is engaging in armed conflict and resisting against the genocidal actions of this apartheid regime in its offensive campaign as a belligerent occupier, because Israel is illegally, as a belligerent occupier, engaging in an offensive campaign on an open-air prison that it has created on a population that it currently is a belligerent occupier to. It is illegal. Israel's actions in Gaza are completely illegal. Okay? So what do they want? They want the only force in the region that is engaging in spontaneous militia resistance against this occupying force that's killing a shit ton of women and children, okay,